Hey everybody, welcome, welcome to Hidden Horror. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate that. Let's get started. Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? How are you feeling? Did you miss me? Because I have been missing you. You guys just have no idea how busy I am. I've been online for about an hour or so. I guess I got to catch you guys up to what's going on with Hidden Horror. So, this time of the year, going into spring, I'm busy because of my volunteering, but also I have some scholarships. And right now, from January onward to about May, June, I am promoting various scholarships, sharing those resources, trying to get scholarship information into the hands of the public, into the hands of people, students that are looking to do their FAFSA starting in January, pretty much starting in February, but just putting it out there, sharing that, talking about the changes, sharing the changes. And then my family scholarship, I'm trying to promote that. And also, I'm going into another direction, which is some of these scholarship resources. That are out there. I want to share them. So I have decided a book that I took on last year. Um, I went and got some information from the author, and I'm sharing that scholarship information out and reading the book on a platform to share different types of merit-based scholarships information. So I'm typically busy in the time of about January, February to about May, June, dealing with scholarship opportunities and, of course, college readiness, college preparedness. Um, there's a lot of parents trying to get things on track for the fall for their kids to really go off to college. And, what does that entail? What kind of resources are out there? Grants, scholarships. I try to get all of that information out because now it's time. Those application deadlines are coming up, typically before May. So I'm pretty deep in that. Plus all my other commitments with my Bible study and some of my other pages that I'm practically having an empire without any money, right? All of this I have to manage and do and be in the forefront. So that's what I've been doing. I've been primarily working on scholarships, getting that information out to families, and now I'm trying to detail some of those merit-based scholarships. How do those work? How is the price for tuition at an Ivy League school similar to that of a local college? How does that work? How does funding work? Need-based. What kind of students are they looking for? What kind of grades, GPA, test scores, etc.? Are they looking for someone that can pay for tuition? Or are they looking for someone that's an outstanding student? Both, where does that fall? Where does that lie? How does that system work? So this is the time right now where kids are applying for college. They're filling out applications. Their parents are completing the FAFSA. And in that endeavor, I have to turn some of my attention to that. Plus, we just wrapped the James Crumbley case where he was convicted. So we have sentencing for both James and Jennifer Crumbley coming up next month. I have to get that video number 7 out for the Idaho 4 and pretty much how I have really felt like the way the press conferences were handled, um, how we were kind of misinformed, misdirected by police, misled. How I feel about all of that and how it relates to the Idaho 4 case. Why would the police be misleading us, telling us things that is truly not accurate, inconsistent to what we know, what the crime scene shows? So all of that, I'm going to do that video. I'm going to try to get that video out, going live this weekend. And then my finality video where I go over everything, why I feel, that the possible killer or killers could be police officers. That is my opinion from the information known at this time. So I do feel it was a target attack. I do feel that the house was targeted, and I believe the girls were targeted more so. Kaylee, that is my opinion. So because she had a stalker allegedly. So with all of that said, I wanted to come and bring you a new case. It was all over the news a few days ago. The assailant's name is Andre Gordon, and he allegedly, unalive, shot three people, including his younger teenage sister. Again, I have said this so many times. What is going on with all of these shootings, where a family member is turning against their family and unaliving them? We've had the case of Courtney Gordon, where he set the house on fire. We had the case of Romeo Nance, where he unalived the majority of his family members, an aunt, an uncle, a mother, I think two sisters, a brother. I mean, that was a total just mass killing. So why is this happening? Why do we have all of this violence in the United States right now with these mass shootings, with these violent acts? Is it due to mental health? Has mental health been overlooked? Has it been disregarded? Have people that have been committing crimes over and over again, are they slipping through the cracks? What is going on in the United States? Why is this happening here? I just realized my background is not the typical background, so let me just filter that out real quick. I'm sitting in my dining room because I had to do a professional video for the scholarship. I came and I did it here versus in the upstairs spacing that would have hidden horror behind it. I wanted to just have a simple background, and I didn't feel like moving everything. And I had a very hard time doing the video. It's still not on the proper platform, so I'm going to have to work on that. But I'm just staying in this space, and I'm doing these videos tonight. So my apologies for not being in my typical space. I just looked at my background and saw that. But anyway, Andre Gordon, he is a man from Pennsylvania, and he has allegedly unalived three victims in Pennsylvania over a period of time. A few days ago, and he was kind of barricaded. And I saw in the video how the police had to use a ladder and go to a second tier floor and try to get someone out of the house, things like that. And then the younger person that was unalive was his teenage sister, and allegedly his child's mother. So we just have more acts of violence. We don't know why. We don't know what triggered it. And we don't know if it was a relationship breakup, if there was some feuding, is it the economy? Is it that the people are struggling across the country with all these high expenses? A lot of people can't make ends meet now. People are stressed. They're stressed all the time now. If you're out, if you're driving, it's just a high level of intense stress, anxiety, pressure. Are people cracking now? Because these are very, very hard times for people, for society, for working people too. Also, you can be working and struggling. That's just how hard it is right now today. So I'm here to bring you that story, and we'll go over all of it. Okay. So let's get started. The article that I'll be going over is from CNN.com. It's titled, "A Pennsylvania Man Killed Three People, Including His 13-year-old sister, Police Say." Here's what we know. So the writers are Dahlia Fahid and Selena Tior. This article was updated March 19th, 2024. So that would be yesterday. Okay, let's get started because this is a long, detailed article. Okay, and then I'm going to have a very short video. It's less than 2 minutes just to kind of wrap up this, and we can follow what's going on with Mr. Gordon and see where his case leads. Okay, A 26-year-old man is facing murder and other criminal charges after allegedly killing three people, including his 13-year-old sister, at two different homes in Pennsylvania before carjacking a driver and fleeing to New Jersey. So let me just kind of like split this in two things. The first thing we have the three shootings that killed the three victims. These three shootings they occurred in the state of Pennsylvania. So there's going to be some criminal charges in the state of Pennsylvania. Now, what they're alleging is that he carjacked someone and fled to New Jersey. So there's going to be a second separate set of charges in the state of New Jersey. So you have the three shootings, the three killings that occurred in Pennsylvania, and then you have these other criminal charges from him fleeing, carjacking, etc., in the state of New Jersey. Okay, so that's where they got him in the state of New Jersey, is where they apprehended Mr. Gordon. Okay, let's continue. In Pennsylvania, Andre Gordon is facing murder, burglary, and assault charges, along with multiple other criminal charges related to the shootings, court documents show. Gordon is accused of killing the three people in Falls Township on Saturday morning, according to authorities, before crossing state lines where he was eventually arrested. He carried out the attacks with an AR-15 style assault rifle. Falls Township Police Chief Nelson Whitney said. Gordon has not requested a public defender, according to Pennsylvania court documents, and New Jersey officials said earlier Sunday his defense attorney is unknown at this time. The crime spree triggered temporary shelter-in-place orders for residents in Falls Township as authorities searched for the suspect, with police eventually converging on a home miles away in Trenton, New Jersey, where Gordon now faces carjacking and firearm possession charges. Gordon was taken into custody without incident, Wilson said. Authorities in Trenton, New Jersey, who were looking to apprehend Gordon, initially believed he was barricaded inside a home, prompting a perimeter of the area to be set up, he said. Apparently, before the perimeter was completed, the suspect was able to get out of the location unseen. However, our information was that he was still in there, Wilson said. Gordon was arrested 2 blocks away from the home in which police thought he was barricaded, Trenton Mayor Reed Gusoria said, adding the suspect did not have any weapons when he was arrested and cooperated with the police. Gusoria said he felt really grateful after Gordon's arrest. So let me just take a quick pause. When I was seeing everything live, it was really shocking to kind of see how that neighborhood kind of like hunkered down. You could see the police outside of the property, the residents. It was in a residential neighborhood, houses side by side. And I'm literally watching them place this ladder and go up and try to recover any, if you want to call them, hostages. It was really scary. It was really intense moments. So, check out the video. I might even have a piece of that in the 2-minute clip. So if not, it's all over the news. Just type in Andre Gordon, Pennsylvania man, and you'll be able to see it, okay? Let's keep going. In addition to the Pennsylvania charges, Gordon faces 7 charges in New Jersey, according to a news release from the Office of State Attorney General Matthew Platkin, including first-degree carjacking, second-degree possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, and second-degree unlawful possession of an assault firearm, among others. Gordon is believed to have used a ghost gun in the carjackings and killings. A probable cause affidavit obtained by CNN shows ghost guns, which are untraceable, self-assembled firearms, often put together using parts purchased online, have been illegal in New Jersey since 2018. The string of violent acts that took place yesterday, allegedly at the hands of a single armed individual, alarmed and terrorized communities in Buck and Mercer counties, Placken said. It is the latest in a horrific litany of illustrations of how illegal guns and assault rifles can empower one aggrieved and disturbed actor to do immense damage and leave a trail of tragedies in their wake. Here's what we know about the killings and the investigation so far. So we're going to go over the timeline. I'm going to try to move it along because they were very detailed and I'm appreciative of that. So we'll highlight this timeline very quickly. Just before 9 a.m., Falls Township Police said officers were called to investigate a reported shooting on Viewpoint Lane in Levittown, Pennsylvania. Gordon, who was driving a stolen vehicle from Trenton, fatally shot his 52-year-old stepmother, Karen Gordon, and his 13-year-old sister. I don't want to say her name because she's a minor. In their home, Bucks County District Attorney Jennifer Shawn said at a Saturday afternoon news conference. 3 other family members who were in the home, including one minor, successfully hid from Gordon during the attack, according to Shawn. They hid in the house. They hid away. Probably quietly hiding, being still, not making any noise. Because guess what? He probably would look for them, try to find them, and execute them. It's extremely, extremely sad. It's really, again, this is why this page is called Hidden Horror. Some of the things that you hear about, you read about, you know about, you see, it's extremely, like they said, terrorizing the community, its own family members. Anyway, we got to keep moving. So the 3 family members that were in the house, they were able to hide to avoid being shot by Mr. Gordon. Gordon's father told police that he was awakened that morning by his wife, Karen Gordon, because his son was at the front door, according to an affidavit filed in Pennsylvania District Court. The father confronted Gordon at the door, and the pair had a verbal exchange before the father closed the door and went inside to get dressed, it said. Gordon appeared to use a rifle to break the glass of the front door, point the gun into the house, and fire into the residence, the affidavit said, citing video, doorbell footage, and evidence from the scene. So he takes his weapon, allegedly, breaks the front door glass out, points the gun inside the house, and fire into the house. This is somebody that's angry. That's very, very angry. Minutes after the shooting, Gordon drove to Edgewood Lane, where he broke into a home and fatally shot 25-year-old Taylor Daniel, with whom he has 2 children, Shawn said. That means I know I'm in trouble, so I'm going to get everybody on my list. I'm going over to my kids' mother house. They didn't say the wrong house, another house, a stranger house, a random house. This is his kids' mother house, his 2 children. He's got to have little kids. They are young. He's 26 and Miss Daniels is 25. They have to have little babies, little kids. And your mindset is to go and unalive her. So you're going to possibly be unalived or put in prison, and then they don't have a mom either. So your kids won't have a dad and they won't have a mom. When I tell you these people aren't even thinking logically, there's something mentally going on where you're not even considering thinking about your future, your kids' future. Your kids being so little, they won't have dad and they won't have mom in their life. Who's going to raise them? Who's going to care for them, take care of them? Give them the love, the nurture, the time, the energy that two little kids need. That's a long time to raise two kids that you didn't bear, that you didn't plan on having to commit 15 years to. Let me keep going. 4 other people were inside the home. 4 other people, including children and Daniel's mother, who was injured by Gordon with the assault rifle and is being treated at a hospital, Shorn said. So did he shoot Mrs. Daniels' mom also? It says she was injured. She had to go to the hospital. Daniel's mother, Nancy, told police she exited her bedroom when she heard gunshots and began to hit Gordon with a wooden axe handle. According to the affidavit, Gordon then struck her with his rifle, causing a laceration on her head, she told investigators. After the shootings, police say Gordon, at about 9:13 a.m., then carjacked a 44-year-old driver at gunpoint in the parking lot of a Dollar General on Bristol Pike in Morrisville. The driver was not injured, according to police. Thank God, right? This is 9:13 a.m. in the morning. That's how you know it's mayhem. It's 9:13 a.m. in the morning. People are just getting their kids off to school. You're just arriving at work. You're just arriving at your destination. And it's 9:13 a.m. in the morning. Around 11:38 a.m., the carjacked Honda CR-V was found abandoned in Trenton, according to Falls Township Police. Then around 12:20 p.m., Pennsylvania authorities were notified Gordon was barricaded inside a Trenton home, but the city's police director said the suspect had actually managed to leave the house at some point before they had established a perimeter. The perimeter had been set up between approximately 10:30 to 11 a.m., according to police. The people who were inside the house, they went upstairs. They still felt that he was still in the house. So when they got out of the house on the upstairs window, they told police that he was still downstairs. We couldn't take any chances, and it was still a great resolution by the area law enforcement, Gusara told CNN's Polo Sandoval at the scene. They evacuated the house residents through an upstairs window. So the people that were coming out that window, they were the residents of the house. The police took them from the second tier down that ladder to bring them to safety. Wow. After hours surrounding the house and calling out to the suspect, however, officers said they spotted him walking down a street nearby and took him into custody. Falls Township Police had earlier said the suspect was believed to be in possession of an assault rifle, which he used to commit these crimes, and possibly additional weapons. A shelter-in-place order for Falls Township was lifted after police determined Gordon was in New Jersey. Falls Township is approximately 28 miles northeast of Philadelphia. The town is close to the New Jersey-Pennsylvania border. The investigation is ongoing, authorities said. The suspect will remain in custody in New Jersey before being extradited to Pennsylvania, the Trenton mayor said. Officers executed a search warrant at the home where Gordon was thought to have been barricaded and found the rifle they believe was used in the killings, the probable cause affidavit said. Authorities said they would investigate every aspect of how he came into possession of the weapon. Gordon is believed to currently be homeless and has ties to the Trenton area. Shorn said police have had minor contacts with Gordon in the past, authorities said at the Saturday news conference without providing further details. So let's pause for a minute. They're saying that Gordon could have possibly been homeless. Could this have triggered him if he had to live on the street, to struggle to figure out day to day living, eating? This time of year, it's probably still cold in Pennsylvania. Could this have triggered him? You just don't know. The FBI office in Philadelphia told CNN they are aware and tracking the incident and are working very closely with our local partners. The Pennsylvania State Police also said they are assisting with the investigation. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro said in an X post on Saturday morning he had been briefed on the developing incident. Guciara said neighbors are relieved and the city is working with residents who live in surrounding duplexes to make sure they have a place to stay after police used tear gas in the area. Trentonians stick together. It's one big family here. There's a lot of camaraderie and they cooperated fully with the police, and we're just really grateful for a safe and peaceful outcome. The mayor said, well, nobody felt safe, and this outcome did not involve peace. It involved violence, brutality. They're young. He's 26 years old. There's a picture of him. He's 26 years old. He's young. This is where his mindset is. This is where his thoughts is. Let me share this video. I have it ready.
Spree has come to an end with the suspect in custody. The man accused of killing 3 family members in a Philadelphia suburb and then fleeing to New Jersey. ABC's Johnny Fernandez has those details.
Police initially stated 26-year-old Andre Gordon took hostages and barricaded himself in this Trenton, New Jersey home. Dramatic video showing police rescuing some of the hostages. Other officers surrounded the home, trying to communicate with Gordon, who they believed to be inside and armed with an AR-15 style assault rifle.
He was at that house at one point, but before we were able to establish a perimeter, he slipped out.
Gordon was taken into custody on the street, unarmed and without incident, a few blocks away from the home. Gordon's alleged crime spree began before 9 this morning. Authorities say he drove a stolen vehicle from Trenton to a home in Levittown, Pennsylvania, where he broke in.
After which he shot and killed his 52-year-old stepmother, Karen Gordon, and his 13-year-old sister, Kara Gordon, who lived at the residence. There were 3 other individuals at the residence, including a minor inside the home, who were able to hide and avoid being shot by Gordon as he went through the house searching for them.
Gordon then broke into another nearby home.
After which he shot and killed 25-year-old Taylor Daniel, with whom he has 2 children. At the time of the shooting, there were 4 other individuals present inside that home, one of which was injured after being bludgeoned by Gordon with the assault rifle.
At 9:13 a.m., police say Gordon carjacked the person at gunpoint in a Dollar General parking lot in Morrisville, then driving the stolen Honda CR-V to Trenton. Authorities say they have not recovered a rifle but are executing a search warrant at the Trenton residence. Gordon is being held in jail in New Jersey, will eventually be extradited to Pennsylvania. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News.
I'm shaking my head. How does it feel? How does it feel to be a predator to your own family members, to walk through the home and search for your family members to shoot them? How does that feel? What is the mindset? Are you that angry where your family members are hiding from you so you don't do them harm? I think there has to be more accountability. We have to start with telling the truth. We have to not sell our kids a dream. It is hard to get up day in and day out and work hard. Some people, they just don't want to do it. They don't want to get up every day and go to a job for 20, 30, 40 years. Some of the younger people, they have no idea of how difficult it is, how committed you have to be, all that you sacrifice to clock in and out of at least a 40-hour work week. They have no idea. They don't want to do it. They think that there's going to be some easy way out. And when they're finding themselves in these tough situations where they don't have any income, there's no fast way out of none of this. This is hard work and dedication. There's no shortcuts. If you want to be successful, you have to do the work. You educate yourself. You find a niche. You find something that you can do to make money. And people they're closed hand with their money. They're not going to give that money up easily. So you have to find a way to make money through employment, through entrepreneurship, maybe even do YouTube videos. You have to find a way to market yourself. But this is not the right path, because you're struggling, you're having difficulty. It's just as hard to get up every day and go to a job for years. Do sometimes a job you don't even like or want, but you still have to provide. You have to provide for your family. You have to set up structures so that they're taken care of, as well as leading them down the right path so they can individually be successful, go into a career, go to college. At 26 years old and you have 2 small kids, this type of stuff shouldn't even be on your mind. Instead of purchasing a weapon, maybe go to college, go to community college, go get a trade, go get a job, work 2 jobs, get some type of housing that's low if you can't stay with family members, or you may have to live in a shelter and get a job close to the shelter that's in walking distance. You have to figure it out, but we also cannot keep raising up these kids with no expectations or very low expectations. You have to put it in their mind early on. You're going to be great. You're going to be successful. And this is the path to do it. If you want to go into the military, hey, do that. If you want to go to college or get a trade, hey, go do that. If you want to go right into the workforce and get a job, hey, go and do that. But you're going to be responsible and accountable. And we're not going to let your mental health slide because you're now living on the street. You're now struggling. At 26, you could have graduated from college. You could have had multiple years working a job. You have to figure it out. And now you've taken yourself out of the picture of your kids. Now you'll be possibly in prison for years, probably for the rest of your life. And then you take the life of your kid's mother. Who's going to raise your kids now? You have 2 small kids. You go to unalive your own family members. You unalive your dad's wife. Maybe they could have raised your kids. And now you have one already gone. Were you going to take the mother of your kids' mother life too? Who's going to raise your little kids? And you're 26 years old. And she was 20. Danielle was 25 years old. The years that she had ahead of her, the remainder of her 20s, all of her 30s, her 40s, have an ability to grow, to figure it out, to develop herself, to right any wrongs, to raise her little babies. I can imagine that being taken from me and my daughter's 2 or 3 years old. You know, we have to do better. We have to figure this thing out. We have to acknowledge if you can't help a family member, definitely point them in the right direction. Hey, you can't live with me, but you know what? There's a shelter in this area and they're taking on people, or this opportunity, or this job is hiring. Point them in the right direction, because this outcome, this is the wrong direction. This resolves nothing. It solves nothing. It devastates this community, this family, these 2 small kids that don't have any chance of either parent really being involved. And then you take your teenage sister and you unalive her allegedly. What could she have done? You taking her whole youth, any possibility of her growing to a young woman, all the things she would have had in life to look forward to, graduating, going to the prom, getting married, having kids. You took that away. You took that away from her and her parents, and you're her brother. You're her big brother. You had your teens. You had your early 20s. But you selfishly take that from her. That's evil. That's just evil. I'm sorry. Sad. It's unfair. And some people just don't deserve it. I'm bringing Mr. Gordon's case, just like I brought Courtney Gordon's case and Romeo, what was his last name? Romeo Nan's case, to demonstrate that we need to do more work in our community. We have a crisis on our hand, and it starts with the structure of the family, the development, what we're pouring into our kids, what we're teaching our kids, the time that we're spending with our kids. Yes, they have the free will to make their own choices, but there's something missing, and I think it has to do with love, with care. We have to learn to operate with more love early on. That's all I got on this case. Thank you for checking out this video. Please remember, stay smart, stay safe, stay savvy. Be well, all my friends. Bye, everybody. So sad. For nothing. Absolutely nothing. No reason, no cause.